All right, this is how you would play a pretty standard Shipwreck Overworld. Again, I'm doing this on ranked, but this would be pretty standard to what you're kind of resetting for anyway. I'm looking around for a Shipwreck. This island, quite honestly, is a little bit annoying because there's so much that's like one block off of being actual land. So I assume because I don't see the Shipwreck that it's probably somewhere over here. The only reason I'm playing this out is because I know that there's a Shipwreck here. So ideally in a real run, if you probably don't see it for this long, you should reset. But this is still standard once I actually do find it of what you should be doing for a Shipwreck Overworld. So with this, you can see I do grab the nuggets, but then I throw them out because I'm not able to make anything out of them. So there's no real need to keep them. You can see I leave the poisonous potatoes or any regular potatoes as well because the food that I have here is kind of the good food. Suspicious Stew can be a little bit scary because in a real run, that could be poison, but I still think it's worth grabbing if you don't have enough food. If this was like a real run per se, I probably wouldn't grab it because I just have enough food from other resources like the bread, the rotten flesh, ideally golden carrots, so I should be fine there. In a situation like this with 10 iron, there's two different things you could do. You could make an iron axe, or you could do a pickaxe and a shovel and then make shears. I decided to go for shears. I think it's a more consistent play. I think it also just is kind of dependent on what you'd like to do in your play style as a player. Iron axe is definitely not incorrect, but I think it's a little bit more of personal preference here as well. I don't mind digging down, especially because I played no reset, obviously, more so that digging down here for more blocks is like totally fine. If you're going for, let's say, maybe a sub 15, maybe it's a little bit better to grab more resources like the shears, but if you're going for sub 10, sub 9, iron axe and just grabbing all the wood on this island is probably a little bit better. But then again, there's not a lot of wood on this island. You could also see that I grab gravel here. I decide to do that because this ocean is kind of split half like warm ocean, half normal ocean, and because of that, I might not be able to get gravel at the ravine that I'm going to. Obviously, I see this kelp in the distance. That's where I'm heading off to, and that's why it's so important to have hitboxes on and kind of watch where you're going. And I see that where this kelp is actually in the warm ocean. I should have also grabbed this dolphin. I don't know why I didn't, but if you see a dolphin, you should always grab it. You move faster when you have a dolphin. And then I can see this ravine is now real. The kelp helped me find it. I can organize my inventory a little bit more, and then I can hop down in this ravine and build a pool. So this is a pretty standard way of playing a Shipwreck Overworld. Again, this was a Shipwreck that was close to me, so I didn't bother making a wood axe or doing anything like that. But if your Shipwreck's a little bit farther, you know, 10, 15 chunks away, you see it, like it can still be worth playing. You would just grab your wood first, and that's how you do a Shipwreck Overworld.